Good morning. I am Abhishek Mukhopadhyay. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hails record gas production in the country, says self-reliance in energy sector is very important in achieving resolve of a developed India. Haryana government to bring all crops under minimum support price also decides to waive off outstanding canal water irrigation charges worth 133 crore rupees. President Droupadi Murmu leaves on a three-nation visit to Fiji, New Zealand and Timor Leste. India advises its nationals not to travel to Bangladesh after fresh violence. Nepal Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli calls for expansion of waterways and railways to enhance connectivity with India. And Indian shuttler Lakshya Sen to aim for bronze medal at Paris Olympics today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has hailed the record gas production in the country and said self-reliance in the energy sector is very important in achieving the resolve of a developed India. His remarks came in response to a post by Petroleum Minister Hardeep Singh Puri stating that the country has achieved a new record in the field of gas production. The gas production in 2020-21 was 28.7 BCM and increased to 36.43 BCM in 2023-24. The data shared by the Union Minister projected that the gas production in 2026 will be 45.3 BCM. In a post on social media, Mr. Modi congratulated the people of the country for this achievement. He said this record in gas production is a direct proof of a commitment in this direction. Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan will chair an apex-level tri-service financial conference in New Delhi today. The conference is aimed at enhancing cohesion and synergy in financial issues of the armed forces and will see the participation of senior officials from Ministry of Defence, Controller General Defence Accounts, among others. The conference has been coordinated by headquarters of the Integrated Defence Staff. Lok Sabha is scheduled to take up further discussion today on demands for grants under the control of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare for 2024-25. The Readjustment and Representation of Scheduled Tribes in Assembly Constituencies of the State of Goa Bill 2024 is likely to be introduced in the Lok Sabha. In the Rajya Sabha, the Oil Fields Regulation and Development Amendment Bill 2024 is scheduled to be introduced. The House is also slated to take up discussion on the working of Agriculture Ministry. Haryana Chief Minister Naib Singh Saini has announced the procurement of all crops in the state at minimum support price MSP. Addressing BJP's Vijay Shankhnath rally in Kurukshetra, Mr. Saini said the state government is currently procuring 14 crops at MSP. He said the state government has also decided to waive off outstanding canal water irrigation charges known as Abhyana worth 133 crore rupees.
आज तक प्रदेश के किसानों को पिछले अभियान का जो 133 करोड़ 55 लाख 48 हजार रुपए बकाया था को माफ करने की मैं घोषणा करता हूं। इससे हरियाणा के किसानों को हर वर्ष लगभग 54 करोड़ रुपए की राहत मिलेगी। हरियाणा प्रदेश की जितनी भी फसलें हैं सारी की सारी एमएसपी पर खरीदने का काम ये हमारी सरकार करेगी।
In Kerala, search operations for more bodies from the landslide-ravaged Wayanad enters the 7th day today. The authorities are leaving no stones unturned to ensure that bodies are not left in the debris in the region or in the downstream areas of Malappuram district. We have more from a correspondent.
Search operations for more bodies are taking place today as well as over 100 persons are reported to be missing. Yesterday, the authorities carried out searches with the help of drone-based intelligent buried objects detection system to find more bodies. Contour maps are also being prepared to study the pre- and post-landslide changes in the region. More army personnel and 4 specially trained sniffer dogs will be airlifted from Meerut to assist the search operations. With Arun Vincent in Wayanad, Rajmohan, Akashwani News, Kochi.
President Droupadi Murmu has left on a three-nation visit to Fiji, New Zealand and Timor Leste. President Murmu will visit Fiji on the first leg of the visit from today till the 7th of August. External Affairs Ministry said the visit will give further impetus to the historic ties between the two countries. During this visit, President Murmu will hold bilateral meetings with Fiji President Katonivere and Prime Minister Sitiveni Rabuka. President Murmu is scheduled to address the Fijian Parliament and interact with the Indian diaspora there. India has been a strong development partner of Fiji. President Murmu will visit New Zealand on the 8th and 9th of August on the second leg of a tour. On the last leg of the tour, President Murmu will visit Timor Leste on the 10th of August and hold a bilateral meeting with President Jose Ramos Horta. Prime Minister of Timor Leste will call on the President Murmu. We have more from a correspondent.
This will be the first ever visit by the President of India to Fiji and Timor Leste. During her week-long visit, President Murmu will hold bilateral meetings to strengthen and expand India's ties with these countries. The special engagement and connect with the Indian diaspora in these three countries will be a key aspect of this visit. This visit aims to further the strong historic ties we share with the three nations and reaffirm India's commitment to the Act East policy. Sri Sai for Akashvani News, New Delhi.
This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our X handle at AIR News Alerts. External Affairs Minister strongly advised Indian nationals against travelling to Bangladesh till further notice in view of ongoing developments in the neighbouring country. In its advisory, the ministry has urged all Indian nationals present in Bangladesh to exercise extreme caution and restrict their movements. They have been asked to remain in contact with the High Commission of India in Dhaka through the emergency phone numbers. We have more from a correspondent.
Around 90 people, including 13 policemen, were killed and scores injured on Sunday in the widespread violent clashes among protesters, members of law enforcement agencies, and members of ruling party-backed organizations. The organizers of anti-discrimination student movement, who spearheaded the quota reform protest, began a countrywide non-cooperation movement on Sunday. The government imposed curfew for an indefinite period from 6 p.m. on Sunday in Dhaka and some other parts of the country. Dhaval Singh Parmar, Akashvani News, Dhaka.
Nepal Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli has called for developing the nation's waterways and railways to enhance connectivity with India. In an annual progress review meeting of the Department of Road under the Minister of Physical Infrastructure and Transport, Mr. Oli directed civil servants to draft a plan for operating steamer services from Hanuman Nagar near the Indian border to Triveni and Devghat. He said despite the existence of a law permitting steamer services in Nepal since 1970, such infrastructure has not been utilized, which is unfortunate, emphasizing that waterway transport is a cost-effective method for moving goods and people. In Jammu and Kashmir, the 10-day-long pilgrimage to Sri Baba Bura Amarnath in the Loren Valley of Poonch district will commence on August 7th and conclude on August 19th. Our Jammu correspondent reports that the first batch of Sri Baba Bura Amarnath Yatra shall leave Jammu from the Bhagwatinagar based Yatri Niwas on August 6th for the Poonch district to pay obeisance at the temple. Central government has announced that it will release a set of commemorative postage stamps to celebrate the Paris 2024 Olympics. In a social media post, the Department of Post stated that the stamps will be released today at 12 p.m. Union Communications Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia and Union Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports Dr. Mansukh Mandavia will attend the event. Lakshya Sen will aim to add a fourth medal to India's tally as he will take on Malaysia's Jia Lee in the bronze medal match of the men's singles in the Paris Olympics today at 6 p.m. IST. Lakshya will aim to become the first Indian men's shuttler to win the Olympics medal. Saina Nehwal and PV Sindhu are the only two female shuttlers to win an Olympic medal for India in badminton. India will start the day with Maheshwari Chauhan and Anandjit Singh Naruka competing in the skit mixed team event at 12:30 p.m. IST. The Indian women's table tennis team featuring Srija Akula, Manika Batra and Archana Kamath will face Romania in the round of 16, aiming to secure a spot in the quarterfinals at 1:30 p.m. IST. In athletics, India will be represented by two athletes, Kiran Pahal, who will compete in the women's 400-meter round 1, and Asian Games gold medalist Avinash Sable, who will strive to qualify for the 3000-meter steeplechase final later in the day. In wrestling, Nisha Dahiya will kick off India's campaign in the women's 68kg freestyle pre-quarters. On what unfolded yesterday, we have more from our correspondent.
On a day Indian athletes faced off in a series of important, potentially medal-winning encounters, some emerged victorious, while most others fell despite gallant efforts. In hockey, India strode past Great Britain in a quarter-final, riding on the heroics of veteran goalkeeper P.R. Srijesh after being reduced to 10 men early. In-form Lakshya Sen had his moments in an epic semi-final against defending champion Victor Axelsen, but lost in straight games. Tokyo Olympics bronze medalist Lavlina Borgohain also suffered a deflating defeat in a 75 kg quarter-final. In athletics, Parul Chaudhary in the 3000 meter steeplechase and Jaswin Aldrin in long jump disappointed in the qualification rounds. Shooters Vijay V. Sidhu and Anish Bhanwala missed out on the men's 25 meter rapid fire pistol final, while Maheshwari Chauhan and Raiza Dhillon also bowed out in the women's skeet qualifying. Meanwhile, in other sports, the legendary Novak Djokovic beat Spanish superstar Carlos Alcaraz to win his first Olympic gold and completed Golden Slam. Track and field, in the men's 100 meter race, USA's Noah Lyles won the gold in a photo finish with a time of 9.79 seconds. Shaurya Chaudhary reporting from Paris for Akashvani.
In men's cricket, the host Sri Lanka defeated India by 32 runs in the second match of the series at R. Premadasa Stadium in Colombo last night. Chasing a target of 241, India were bowled out for 208 in 42.2 overs. In a bilingual live phone-in program Public Speak at 9:30 p.m. tonight, we will bring an insightful discussion on government's efforts for skilling India. We'll be joined in our studios by Mr. Atul Kumar Tiwari, Secretary, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, and Ved Mani Tiwari, CEO, National Skill Development Corporation and MD, NSDC International. During the program, listeners will have the opportunity to pose questions to our experts regarding various skilling opportunities provided by the government and how they can access it. To participate, simply dial the telephone numbers 011 2342 1050 and 011 2331 4444 from 9:30 p.m. onwards tonight. In Bihar, 9 devotees were electrocuted and 2 others were injured in Sultanpur area in Vaishali district when the vehicle came in contact with a high voltage electric wire. Subdivisional Magistrate SDM of Hazipur Ram Babu told Akashvani News that the incident took place late night around 11 p.m. when a group of devotees were going to perform Jal Abhishek at Baba Hariharnath temple in Sonipur for the third Monday of the holy month of Sawan. And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Shagun Chopra.
Thank you, Abhishek. Heated session to resume as Parliament reopens today, states Hindustan Times. 3-day BJP RSS Palakkad Baitak from August 31, reports the Asian Age. Wall collapse snuffs out 9 young lives in MP Sagar, 2 injured, informs the Tribune. IRCTC plugs passenger data vulnerability on insurance site, says the Hindu. Fresh violence rocks Bangladesh, reports the Pioneer. Israel in multi-front war with Iran, says Bibi. US allies ready defense, writes the Times of India. On the Southport stabbings, the Indian Express writes, violence flares again, PM Starmer condemns far-right thuggery. And finally, at the Paris Olympics 2024 in hockey, 10-man India defeat Great Britain 4-2 in shootout, reach semis, reports Financial Express. And with that, it's back to you, Abhishek.
Thank you, Shagun. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hails record gas production in the country, says self-reliance in energy sector is very important in achieving resolve over developed India. Haryana government to bring all crops under minimum support price also decides to waive off outstanding canal water irrigation charges worth 133 crore rupees. President Droupadi Murmu leaves on a 3-nation visit to Fiji, New Zealand and Timor Leste. India advises its nationals not to travel to Bangladesh after fresh violence. Nepal Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli calls for expansion of waterways and railways to enhance connectivity with India. And Indian shuttler Lakshya Sen to aim for bronze medal at the Paris Olympics today. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.